Holy crap, forget the Ferris wheel, forget cotton candy, forget the teddy bear. As fantastic as those things are, baseball is easily America's greatest contribution to the world. I think the banana split is probably a close second. And man, I do love teddy bears. USA! USA! So it only makes sense that Konami would bring its Japanese baseball series, MLB Power Pros, to the United States, but with a good old-fashioned coat of Americana. Obviously, the Power Pros series has come to the US a few times before, but this time, it comes with bobbleheads. And bobbleheads may not have been invented in America, but no one loves them more than we do. It's MLB Bobblehead Pros. So obviously, if you're familiar with the aforementioned MLB Power Pros series, you should feel right at home with MLB Bobblehead Pros. This is essentially the same game, only with all new graphics made to look like bobbleheads. And again, I mean, come on, there's nothing more America or more baseball than bobbleheads. Now, this style works really well. Not only is it cute and appealing, but it actually makes good baseball sense. Bobbleheads are commonly given to fans for free at baseball games here in the States, so for American audiences, this graphical style makes a lot more sense than the anime look of MLB Power Pros. But again, the games are otherwise similar. This is an arcade baseball game in the classic vein of games like RBI Baseball, but it also throws in lots of surprisingly deep features as well. You can manage a team over the course of a full season, tweaking your roster, and even altering baseball strategies. There are statistics galore. You couldn't ask for more from a game that has players who are bobbleheads. In fact, that's what I really like about these baseball games from Konami. They strike an absolutely perfect balance between realistic management options and arcade gameplay, which has always been my personal preference for sports games. Speaking of the gameplay, MLB Bobblehead Pros has a very intuitive batting system. You move a cursor to line up your swing with the cursor that indicates the location of the incoming pitch, and then you swing. It's very easy, very accessible, but still pretty accurate. That is to say, it gives you more control than you might expect from an arcade sports game, especially when you're pitching. I mean, you can really paint the corners. Listen, I'm a believer that most video games could get away with just using a button or two, and in fact, that they would thrive with those button limitations. My point is proven in this game because the best parts of MLB Bobblehead Pros are pitching and batting, activities that require a single button. Now, fielding, on the other hand, is actually the weakest aspect of the game. Moving your fielders is just imprecise, and unlike the rest of the game, throwing out the runners uses 4 buttons. And in addition to not making much sense, that's also a clunky system that can cause fielding errors, especially considering those same throwing buttons also make your players jump and dive. And that kind of mars Konami's excellent arcade sports gameplay.
Your attention, please. Now coming on to number 34.
But otherwise, you know, this game is fantastic. It's available for $10 on the Xbox 360's Live Arcade, which is less than a beer and some nachos. And for baseball fans, I mean, come on, happiness is a beer and some nachos, and maybe a little MLB Bobblehead Pros. I mean, come on, it's bobbleheads and baseball together at last. Thank you, Konami.